Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing amazing. So today we're going to be talking about a super sensitive topic that really occurs with a lot of women. A lot of women are so busy focused on their families, their jobs, their men, their communities that they don't take the opportunity to focus on themselves. And unfortunately, they put themselves in a position where their dreams may die with them. So today I'm going to be interviewing Miss Jamie Hopkins, founder of J Publishing, to talk about what you need to do to turn your words into a legacy so that your dreams don't die with you, right? We're going to be interviewing her in just a moment. So we'll be right back. Grab your pens and paper and get ready. So, guys, look, I get it. I understand. I used to be that same person. I had three kids, a husband, a house, a job. We were always taught to, do these inordinate cleaning ceremonies every Saturday, cook dinner every day. And when I got to be about 40, what I realized is that I was lost. And what I had lost was me. And so today we're going to be talking to Jamie. And let me tell you what's so pivotal to me about this conversation is that I didn't release my first book until I turned 40. But I had plans to write my book when I was 23. It took me 17 years, 17 years to get my dreams out of my head and onto paper. And now I literally write a book a month. And so that could be you too, if you free yourself to live your dreams. So, hey, Jamie, how are you doing today? Oh, thanks for coming in. So let's talk about why it's critical that anybody, let's say, I talk about us as women that has a book inside of them, why is it critical that they don't take that book with them when they go to the hereafter?
That's a great question, Coach. And one of the things I always tell people is you don't have to let someone else control your story. Oftentimes we get caught up in just living life, right? And so we have our story, we take it with us, but then we allow society, we allow statistics, we allow that man or that friend or that someone else to control our narrative. The importance of a book is you take control of your own story.
You remember these key things. So, what are some of those key things, Jamie, that you want to share with our listeners today?
Absolutely. There are five things that I would like to share with you as why books are so important for you. One, I go back to my very first point is you control the narrative of your story, right? So books leave a legacy. That's number one. Books leave a legacy. You get to tell your story in your words, and no one else can tell it for you. Point number two, books create community. Now, what I love about my book is I used it to build a membership. I used it to build a movement. And if it had not been for me sitting down and writing out, the things that happened to me, things that I survived, things that I had gone through, and then taking that and building a community to help others to do the same thing, that was an amazing thing. That's why I used my book for that. Point number three. Books can be a gateway to creating movies. Now, I know all of you ladies, especially, have heard of 50 Shades of Grey, right? 50 Shades of Grey started as an ebook, and it was only one, and it started as a series, and it grew into a paperback, and then it went crazy viral, right? So I know some of you all have all three books in your Kindle or in your library. It went into and turned into a movie. So that's another point. Point number four, books create opportunities to grow your reach. So there's nothing like being told, as soon as you tell someone that you've written a book, the first thing they ask you is, are you on Amazon? Why? Because Amazon is the largest book carrier out here, right? For now, right? So whenever, and it's the household name, so everyone knows Amazon, right? So if you tell them you've written a book, everyone's going to want to know if you're on Amazon. But the beautiful thing about a book is that it can be digital. A physical book in a bookstore restricts you to that geographical area. However, if you have an ebook, you get to distribute your book beyond the boundaries of your city, your town, your state, your region, even your country. So, point number 5, which is absolutely my favorite point, which is why I saved it for last. Always save the good for last, y'all. The books create multiple streams of income. So, if you know any billionaire, the average billionaire have about 7 multiple streams of income. Every last one of them have a book. Think about that. So those are my 5 tips I have with you why books are so important for you to write. So get writing, y'all.
Hey, get not only get writing, guys, but publish what you write. Many of you are sitting around with books of poetry, books of journals, books of imaginary stories. I just sent a kid's book to the publisher. I just sent 2 more books and a journal to the publisher. If you don't turn that stuff over to a publisher, guy, it's for nothing. So, guys, get with J Publishing and let her turn your pain into profit, as she says. Turn your paper into paper. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you. Not a problem. So, guys, into this legacy conversation, as we continue today, I want to really introduce my next guest, Chiquita Lindsay, because, as we talk about legacy, retirement, things like that, it's critical that we understand that we control the narrative, just like Jamie just said. And what that means is that we control when we retire. So in this next segment, we're going to be talking about what retirement really means. And for all of you women out there, this is an opportunity for you to get some real information. I remember a few years ago, the government was saying retire at 62. Then they start talking about retiring at 65. Then they start talking about retiring at 70. Now they want you to retire at 72 and a half. They they must have lost their rabbit minds because I'm not working all that time in order to retire on only what a piece of what I'm existing on today. So guys, that's what you need to think about as you move to this next segment and we interview Miss Chiquita Lindsay. So Chiquita, how are you today? You got to take yourself off mute. In this community, we call Chiquita the queen of mute. And she
Exactly.
always opens up her first segment, no matter what we do, being on mute. So, Chiquita, thanks for introducing yourself and introducing yourself
Thank you.
as the queen of mute. So, Chiquita, you want to share,
Hmm.
first of all, just give us just a little bit about where you come from and why it's so critical for women to understand what retirement really means.
I sure will. I came from working a job for 37 years. I thought that when I went to that job at age 24, I was going to be able to retire from there with a big pension check and be able to live my best life ever. And when I start getting the paperwork saying you retire at age 66 and you're going to have X amount of dollars, and I was like, whoa, I'm going to be poor. I'm not going to be able to survive off of that amount. And so I decided I was going to have to leave that job for fear of living in poverty, being broke. And so I left my job. It's been about 3 years now to build my own retirement plan. And that's what's so great with real estate. You can build it fairly quickly if you're determined.
Wow. And
And
so,
so,
one
mhm,
go ahead. And what I was going to say, Chiquita, is one of the things that I ask my guests anytime they come on is to bring
mhm,
some quick, down dirty key points that they can share with our listeners to really
mhm,
help them understand what they need to do to get their
mhm.
retirement under control. So, Chiquita, what are you going to be sharing with our listeners today?
I have 5 key points that I want the listeners to think about. The first thing is retirement is not your age. When we were younger coming up, they said get married, have 3 children, get your dream home, work and then retire and you will be set. Well, that's an illusion because in this day and age, you're going to be broke. You're going to be living in poverty if you give that much time to a job. And so we have to realize that we can retire whenever we want to. It depends on, it's not your age, it's your number, it's the amount of money that you have in your bank account when you can retire. And the only way you can do that the quickest is by being an entrepreneur, about building your retirement fund with real estate. And so, point number two is retirement is the money. If you want to be 29 and retire, you just need to decide how much money do you need every month so that you can pay your own health care. Because really, the job is not doing you a favor by paying your own health care. You're actually paying it yourself. How much money do you need to survive and live your best life, even better than when you were working a job? And it's about number three, your plan. They give us a plan and say retire 66, but maybe you want to retire at 29. I read a story of a lady that was 29 years old, a waitress. She only made $20,000 a year. She owns 10 pieces of property. Her first property she bought for $6,300. Most people don't realize that they can invest in real estate with little capital and average to no credit. So they don't even start. And then number four is we women are behind. The reason why is we have so many jobs at home, we don't think about ourselves. We're the cooks, we're the maids, we're the caregivers. We're traditionally paid less. Working a job for 30 years, you're already $1 million short from starting to build your retirement. And you think you have all the time in the world, and you don't, because time is going to run out. And so you have to make sure that you're building along the way. And that comes to point number five. You got to start now. The best time to start investing is while you're still working that job, while you're still making money in your business, so that you can buy your goal may be, let me buy this little property, let me buy one every 5 years. Let me buy one every 3 years. So that you can build your own retirement plan, because you don't want to be the little woman down the street that lives in a big house that's falling apart, that looks like the trick or treat house, that looks like it's haunted, because she doesn't have enough money to continue to repair that house. She's the one when every light is on in the block, and she doesn't have any lights on because she can't afford the light bill. She's eating one little can or whatever all day. She cannot pay for her medicine if she's on medicine. Maybe she has 6 children. But really, we can't depend on our children to take care of us when we're younger. And the great thing about thinking about your retirement now while you're working is you can start now. And if you've already gone past that stage and you're going to retire in the next 5 years, real estate is the most safest, secure way you can recession-proof your retirement, because who knows if the pension is going to be there. They may lose your money tomorrow. In my job, they will come with a flash piece of paper and say, oh, we lost your money. You no longer have a pension. Social Security is insecurity. They're about to run out of money. We have to take control of our own retirement. We have to start now. In my opinion, real estate is the best way for you to do it. Land never goes bad. It's recession proof. It's a legacy to leave to your children. It will pay you forever and ever.
That's right, Chiquita. So, guys,
Mhm.
I hope you guys are taking this information to heart. Everything that I do and everything that I've done for the last few years has been in the interest of women, because I used to be that woman. I used to be that woman that went through a divorce. I used to be that woman that struggled financially. I used to be that woman trying to put it all together for my kids. And I didn't want to be that woman anymore. And I don't want you to be that woman anymore either. And so I wanted to just close all of this out talking to you today about some of the reasons that women really struggle. The first and foremost, most women don't have a money plan. Household with no budget. It's like we run everything by the seat of our pants. Look, I know you're busy, and for the most part, I know you're in a lot of denial about money. The situation's bad. You really don't want to look at it, straight in his face, but you have to. and you have to put your plans on paper. That's one of the reasons in women's online networking, we have quarterly profit plannings. And we had one this last Saturday. And I'm going to tell you, the women walked away shocked. They walked away shocked at the amount of money that they're leaving on the table because of fear and indecision. They walked away shocked at the amount of money that they're leaving on the table because of improper planning. They walked away shocked at what they could have if they were to just align their movements with their money. So you got to have a plan. Secondly, we as women got to start running bottom line businesses. One thing that I applaud men for is that they are about the bottom line. Ladies, get out, get away from your ego, get your emotions out of it. People either pay you or they don't. They either pay you what you asked or they don't. All of this haggling and allowing people to haggle you out of your next level, out of your worth, out of your revenue, that's crazy. They don't do it at Walmart. They shouldn't do it to you. You're not going to do it to me. And that's why we created Women's Online Networking, so you could have a place to really come and get your money mindset right. Because when you get your money mindset right, you'll quit letting people trick you out of money like that. Number three, you don't leverage your tools. Social media, digital marketing is a landscape, a plethora of potential clients, 8 billion people on the planet. Somebody somewhere wants to buy your stuff. And you running around in your own little community with they clicks and caveats, and then you sad, do what they want about my stuff. When you got a whole world of people out here that you could be in front of marketing your products and services, and the barrier to entry to get your business online is so super tiny that it's almost embarrassing that more women are not building their online businesses. So, with that being
Mm.
said, also, here's the four. We, but not yourself. You'll do whatever for your man. I talked to a lady that sent her husband to medical school for 8 years, and then when she started talking to him about taking off for a year to build her business, he wanted to give her the side eye. I said, "Girl, you should have been there, left him, do him like they did on what's that song? I'm not gonna cry no more with Mary J. Blige. Do her like they did on that movie right there. Put his stuff in the car and put it on fire. Girl, stop putting
Mm.
everybody else before you put yourself. Because that's gonna be you 55 with your hip broke in the homeless center, and every single body that you serve for free, that you discounted your products and services for, that you put before you and above you, gonna act like they don't know you. Last but not least, I don't know who told us we can't get along. But not only should we get along, but we must get along. We sit with trillions. Women sit with trillions of dollars of buying power. So why do we only have fives and tens? If you look at the economic landscape, women only have 10% of the world's wealth and 1% of the world's land. I don't know what you call that. I call that bad math. When we do 75% of the world's work, you got people like Gladys West who invented the GPS. Don't nobody that it ain't called Gladys West technology, because if it was a man that invented it, that's what it would be called. But we so busy serving behind the scenes, so busy saying we blessed to be a blessing. But when it's time to cash a check at the bank, we absent. We got a man cashing that check for us. Now I love men just like everybody else. I love men. I love my man. But at the end of the day, I gotta make sure that I do what I need to do to take care of me, guys. If you're not in a place where iron is sharpening iron, if you're always the smartest person in the room, if you're not taking advantage of the social media and digital marketing landscape, you need to go to www.womenonnetwork.com and join a community of like-minded women that's about getting this, that's about baking this bread. And when you baking that bread, you don't need everybody all in your loaf. You got to be careful as to who you give slices to. Because if they weren't there to help you bake the bread, why are you making them a sandwich? And we as women have to stop over serving to overcompensate for our emotions and our feelings. And that's just me, guys. You take it or leave it, but take it. Take it. Because when it's all said and done, the same people you have served so vigorously, the same people that you have gone above and beyond for, The same people that you have showed up for morning, noon, and night, take it from me, they're going to be conveniently and conspicuously absent when it's time for you to serve. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that broadcast today. Take some of these things to heart. It is your job, your responsibility to create your legacy. Don't die with books in you. Don't retire and live broke. Don't serve the world and not serve yourself. Go to www.womenonnetwork.com. It's only $59 a month to join for less than the cost of a pizza each week. You can serve yourself and get some real information about building a bottom line business. All right. Hope to see you soon.